Good morning. How are you this morning? I'm here. I'm here. Um, I have some fun things to show you today. I'm going to mix it up a little bit because I think that's always a good thing. I've got some things I want to show you, and then I have one. I'm going to switch cameras and walk over. I want you to see out my window. So let me show you out my window 1 minute. I'm going to switch it over. I kind of sort of have it set up, but I'm going to lift it up so I can show you a little bit better because it's a little blurry with where I have it placed. Okay, so here we go. This is what I get to see out my window this time of year. Can you see? It's got a glare on the window. I clean the inside. I need to clean the outside a little bit better. But there's a lake, and look at the pretty trees. It's just so pretty out my window. The sun's shining. It just makes me really, really happy this time. Most days. Okay, I thought about having my husband come down and like switch the mouse for you. But I decided that might be a bad idea because, God loves our little hearts. Sometimes he gets on the struggle bus with some of the stuff that I do. If your husband works with you, I had him cut some paper for me last night, and I went and looked at it, and I went, okay, honey, good job. He's not cutting paper anymore. It might not have been as straight as what I like it. So cheers, here's my fall mug. I have on my pumpkin color shirt. I'm ready for fall. It's so pretty out my window. I'm so blessed to be out here in the woods and so thankful for where I live. At this time, we drive across the dam and I look out over the lake at all the pretty trees and I take a picture every time and I kind of go, how many times should I take a picture of my lake? Okay. Let's do this. I don't know if you guys ever watch Sara Douglas, the CFO of our company. She does a Facebook Live every Tuesday, and she always does a project technique. Well, I'm stealing Sarah's technique to kind of show you what she did yesterday and what I did with it. Okay? Are you ready? Here we go. Facebook changes everything. Hi, Martha. Carlos watching me. I sent Martha a card. Martha, did you get the card? I just need to know. She said she liked my card last week, so I mailed her a card. So what Sara did yesterday was she did what she called dipping. So I made mine last night, and you could see the alcohol kind of sunk down, and it was lower. I had to add alcohol to it this morning. So this is 91% alcohol. I poured it in my little containers, and she got the card. Oh, good. I never know. You mail a card, and you never know what the Postal Service is going to do with your card. Okay, so I've got 3 colors that I put in here in my alcohol. I have pumpkin pie, I have parakeet, and cherry cobbler. And then she did some dipping of the leaves. So I dipped these in, and she patted them down, and so the ink would dry. I tilted them and embossed them to dry because this is how my leaves look in the woods. They're kind of drippy. And then she embossed it. Now she made a banner with hers. I played with mine a little bit last night. I thought a banner would be cute, but then I also have this, which is with that seedlings, and this looks awful pretty on here. So I'm still not sure what I'm going to do with mine, but I'm going to show you how to do it. How's that? Is that fair? Oh, and then I wanted to, because I just liked this, I wanted to then take my Wink of Stella and go in here and kind of sprinkle some of this. This leaf was going to be like a 20-step process, but I was going to like it a lot when I was done because it just darkened those berries. The set that she used, and I decided to use 2, I used the Fond of Autumn. And I used this big image to kind of put something on the side. Okay, let's show you how she did this, or how I did it, because I did it a little different. So I'm going to take this in the alcohol and the ink. This is the pumpkin pie. And then I'm going to take my heat tool And I'm going to kind of move it around. Oh, look, friends. Why you need tweezers. My friends and I were talking the other day. We don't know if this embossing set's going to stay around and be something we always have or not, but just the tray, the tweezers, the paintbrush. Okay, now I'm going to add some green over here. So you saw my leaves out in the woods. I didn't use brown because I didn't think I would like the way it looked. See, this looks like my leaves. What it's done is it has darkened where I might have gotten in a little bit more of the ink, and it's made it look like my leaves in the woods. Every side looks a little different. Let's dry this off. Sorry that that's a little loud. Again, I thought about a brown, but I thought it might muddy it up. This is the cherry cobbler. And if you're going, Susan, do you really have red leaves in the woods? Yeah, I have some pretty red maples. I can see one out my window right now. So that looks like the leaves in the woods. Now I'm going to show you, I'm going to emboss it. First, I'm going to take my little embossing buddy, which is here on my desk. Friends, I like an organized space. I am currently not organized. I have too many events coming up. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and not use my embossing buddy. And we're going to, I think it's dark enough. Okay, so I'm going to scooch this just a little bit. I'm going to use my Versamark. And I'm going to use this berry end. Can you see it's got more berries? Then this one over here has flowers, and I didn't want a flower on it. I wanted the kind of leaves and berries. So I'm going to stamp that right down with my Versamark. And I can see that it's on there. You can't see, but I can, so you just have to trust me. I'm going to reach up here for the gold. I've got kind of like a Hot Mess Express, again, going on here. There's so many different things sitting here, and I was having a hard time. Oh, thank you. Look, Martha said she likes mine better. What the heck? Don't tell Sarah. So I'm going to emboss that in gold. Sorry for the loud noises, but see, there you go. I really wanted to do some in copper and gold. I mean, why not? But see how pretty these are? She said once you start dipping, you'll be dipping a lot. And I can see that because they all look a little bit different. So I liked the leaves. We have, if you don't have these, this is what this is. It's called the Leaf Label and Amber Gem Combo Pack. They're in the catalog. So cute. But she said once you start doing this, you're going to want to do it to everything. And she suggested we do it with shimmer white. So what I thought would be pretty was I got myself a piece of shimmer white. It's going to kind of, I'm going to kind of have to wiggle it in here because I didn't use all the right trays. But I want to do it on here because I really want to do this and then stamp my soft seedlings on it. So let's see what this does. I like it. So there is the parakeet. Now let's go from this end. See what we can do with the pumpkin. I mean, that looks like my leaves. So I could even make a card and put these on here, which is fantastic. Or I could stamp the soft seedlings on top and emboss them. I kind of like that though. What the heck? Who knew? Okay, so I have this red here, this cherry cobbler, and I'm looking around on my desk trying to figure out how I'm going to get a little bit of that in the middle. Like how I'm get, it's like I need a eyedropper or something, you know. But this is what we do when we're well. This is what I do. I don't know if you guys create like I do, but I kind of like whatever's on my desk. So look, I took my lid, right? And I don't want a ton, but I want to kind of drip some of this right here in the middle. Yeah, it's sunk. See if it, oh, it even went through to the other side. Gosh, that's so pretty. Okay, so again, reason to have the tweezers to get your sunken lid out of the middle of your color. I'm going to do that again, just because I can. There's a little bit of ink on there, and I just feel the need to get it off. So that cherry cobbler ended up looking a little bit pink on this, which is interesting because it doesn't on the leaves. Okay, so I am going to be really brave. Kind of move this out of the way. And I'm going to see if I can move my camera. Wait, you can't see that. I'm going to have to see live versus me doing a video. Because if this was a video, I would pause it and move all this. But because it's live, I'm going to sit this down here on my floor. And hopefully my husband doesn't let the dogs in. Because if you have dogs, you know, if the dogs come in, there's a large space for them not to step in it. But the likelihood of them stepping in it just got huge because they're crazy. So here's some pumpkin pie cardstock, and let's see if we can make a card. I wasn't sure what I was going to do with those today, but I think I'm going to like it a lot. Okay. I want this. I want this. Let's see if I can tie my leaves together. Because they have these holes. We'll see if I can make like a banner. We have a busy day today. My friends at Cardology and I are going to go look at the venues for November. Check it out. Make sure we're all ready for you guys. We're so excited. Because that's going to be here before we know it. I'm going to pull some more of this through. I have my Christmas card event next week. I cut all the paper last night to make sure I had my act together. Oh gosh, that's really pretty. It's one of those abstract things that I like. Oh, God. So I cut paper. I told my husband I was going to cut the paper, and that's when he said, "How can I help you?" Well, that didn't work out very well. And I said, "You can cut this paper." Yeah, he don't cut straight. I did. I had to do a little bit of extra trimming. It was nice of him to offer. I have a grateful heart with that. Oh yeah, look at that. Can you see it? Do I need to move a little closer? I never know if I move a little closer if it just gets a little bit blurry. Oh no, you can see that. Okay, so I'm going to stamp this last one with a little Versamark and emboss it in the gold too. Yeah, I like it. Let's do this. Sorry for my reach. Sorry about that. That was rude. And you know, if you're a crafter like I am, you go, oh, if I just had a bigger space, it would be better. And then you just fill in that bigger space, and it's not all that much better because you just kind of filled in the space. Because that's what we do. A little more space means a little more fun and mess. Okay, let's do this. This is still a little damp. So I'm going to, oh look, new dimensionals. Stick this on the front. And I'm going to make sure I go all the way around this, because it does have a little bit of motion to it, or from where it's just still a little damp, or where we heat it. I'm going to stick these on the back. No, I can't see where they are from the front, but I'm going to like it anyway, because I'm going to, oh, this was the exact size. I didn't even measure this shimmering white. I just pulled it out of my stash. So I'm going to manipulate these where I want them and put them on with the dimensional. Martha, when you come to my house next week, you can actually see this card. And you're going to say, it looks so much prettier in person than it does on camera. So you know how that is. That's why I like people to come to my house so they can see how pretty it is in person. Gosh, it's so cute. And the colors are so pretty. I may have to do this at camp next month. Okay. There you go. Oh, you know what I should do? We should, let's not be done yet. My friend Tanya always stamps like this, and it always works for her. It doesn't always work for me, but I'm going to give it my best shot. Mrs. Dieterlin, this one's for you. She's definitely a free-for-all kind of girl when she creates, and I normally have the project done for you. I just wasn't sure what I wanted to do with those leaves or how mine would turn out. But I like it. All right, let's emboss one more time. Watch the magic of embossing. Who doesn't love to watch? Every time I love watching the emboss turn, the powder turn. Okay, here you go, friends. The Sarah Gardner technique with the Susan Smith twist. I don't know. When I put these up and I post them, I have to say something. I don't know what I'm going to say about that one. I mean, do I say her name and say I like mine better? No, that's probably not a good idea. All right, friends, thanks for joining me. Have a fantastic fall day. It's beautiful. We're going to go check out venues and be out in the beautiful fall weather. Thanks for joining me. Have a good one. I'm going to show you the card, or I get a weird face every time. We'll go back to the card. All right, have a good one. Bye.